District E. The following question was submitted by a student from Highlands Ranch High School who are on the Lone Tree Youth Commission. How would you evaluate student achievement and decide how much pay a teacher should get depending on this?
Could you repeat that? I couldn't.
Yeah. How would you evaluate student achievement and decide how much pay a teacher should get depending on this?
Well, we've done it, so I can tell you how we're doing it. First, it's not the Board of Education that should be making a decision with respect to individual teacher pay. It's the principals, the assistant principals, the people that they work with every day. One of the mechanisms that has been used, and this is for evaluating the teacher, is that 50% has to be driven by the academic performance of the students on testing. The other 50% is being designed around how the teacher is working with other teachers, how the teacher is developing class plans. You know, what we're trying to do is teach students not to just memorize facts, but to teach them how to use and apply those facts, and that's part of the evaluation that we use. What we do know about student achievement over the past 4 years, particularly in our high schools, is that it's gone up. The number of AP tests that are being taken are up. The number of our TCAP and our TCAP/CSAP scores are up. Our number of students in International Baccalaureate are up. Our graduation rate is dramatically up, dramatically because they changed the way that it was being measured about halfway through from just graduating to on-time graduation. So what we have done is we've allowed those best teachers to be compensated for their performance as evaluated at the school level, not the district level, which I think is important. And we've also sent a message to teachers who have been rated ineffective that they don't get the same financial incentive. It's important to note that if you have a great teacher at this school and they're highly effective, that they received over an 8% raise this past year. If there's an ineffective teacher, that teacher received a 0% raise. In other school districts, the highly effective teachers and the ineffective teachers all received a 1.9% raise. I think that sends the wrong message. I think we are becoming a destination district for those who are great. Thank you.
As Mr. Benevento has said, we are required by state law to attach 50% of a student's test score to a teacher's evaluation. I think that's too high. What I would do is, once I got elected to the board, is I would work with the state legislature and see if we can't get that lowered a little bit lower than the 50%. I think the 50% puts too much pressure on both the student and the teacher to teach to the test. And when you do something like that, you lose creativity for the student, and I think you lose creativity in the classroom for the teacher. So that's where I'm coming from about the 50% weight. We talk about the fact that more of our students have graduated. Well, of course they have. This board has lowered the graduation requirements, so naturally more kids would be able to graduate than what has happened in the past. He's cherry-picking his results about high school results on the last exam. First of all, we are slipping in grades 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And for those of you that are doing better on your TCAP tests and so forth, I would just ask you to remember who was the two superintendents back when you were the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th grade. And the viable curriculum that we had at the time that you were exposed to, that I believe laid the foundation for you to continue to do well and to do better on these TCAP tests as you got into high school.
Well, Bill, speaking of cherry-picking data, has become the master of cherry-picking data. In fact, our elementary school scores are stable or going up. But Bill, the graduation rates were lowered in 2009 when you were in a leadership position with the district and I wasn't on the board. You brought this up several times. Can you tell the audience when that board lowered graduation rates, what kind of objection you registered with them? That's what I thought. The point is the graduation rates were lowered. They were lowered in 2009. They were lowered before I was on the board. Now, here's the point, and you know this if you're in high school. Our graduation rates are the highest in the metro area. We're tied with Denver at not graduation rates, graduation requirements. We're tied at 24. Everybody else is beneath that. I think those are the highest in the state as well. If you want to go above 24, you're allowed to do that. you're not stuck at 24. If the new board wants to raise graduation requirements, that's fine, but that comes with mandated extra classes that you have to take. Maybe in the next round, Bill will tell us how high he wants to raise graduation rates. But the graduation rate argument has become, or the graduation requirement argument has become a bit of a silly issue. The last board did it. No, we did not increase them. You are not limited in the number of classes you can take, and we have the highest graduation requirements in the metro area. I think that tells the story.
Not true. And you know it's not true. Because what will happen is the classes that you want to take get filled very quickly, and therefore you can't take the electives that you want to take because this board has cut 13 to 15 teachers in every high school times 9 high schools. So when you get ready to register for the electives that you want to take, those classes are closed, and you end up taking something that really doesn't have the rigor that you're looking for. We know for a fact that students who are trying to get into colleges and universities once you graduate from high school are having a very difficult time to get into their school of choice because of a lack of rigor. And therefore, by having cut the graduation requirements and not giving you the opportunity because classes are closed, negates you being able to do what you really would like to do in terms of being able to be on a level playing field with other state students trying to get into college and universities as well on a national basis. And that's not right.
One more time? Oh.
Sorry, you only get one rebuttal. Our next question is directed towards District